Home.
Something to be proud of.
Home.
Safe.
Comfort. Worthy of protection.
Family.
Home.
I was deployed to Afghanistan.
I was on patrol.
March 26, 2010.
During a dismounted patrol.
I happened to step in the wrong spot
And took a sniper round into the chest.
This is the date I was hit.
I lost my legs almost immediately.
I lost my left hand and both my legs above the knee.
My arm was gone, so I closed my eyes, thinking to myself, if I just keep breathing, I will make it home to my wife.
I just wanted to serve my country. Every day I'm still adapting to this new life.
This is Mark Wahlberg. There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Tunnel to Towers is honoring those heroes that risk their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Yes, I'm on the waiting list to have a home built.
It's going to be amazing.
The smart home technology, it makes my life a whole lot easier.
Tunnel to Towers has been at the forefront in support of our American heroes, wounded warriors, and their families, and this Independence Day was no different. With help from donors like you, Tunnel to Towers has been able to pay off 31 mortgages for the families of fallen first responders and provide one fully equipped smart home, including 2 right here in Tennessee. Joining me now from Tunnel to Towers, Chairman and CEO Frank Siller. Frank, you were part of the Fox News family at this point. I've seen you from afar so many times. I saw, of course, the wonderful display we had at the Fox News Patriot Awards. You do so much for our veterans, for their families. And I think the family aspect of this is what I find most important to highlight, because we see the stories of our warriors and we hear about our fallen warriors, but we sometimes forget about the families that they leave behind. And when the news cameras go away and the headlines fade, those families are still left with a great burden. And that's why I love what you guys are doing. Tell me about what you just recently paid off this 4th of July and what you're doing, especially here in Tennessee.
Well, thanks for having me on, first of all. And anytime I can get the message out that we take care of these great heroes. You just had this clip of these catastrophically injured service members that gave their bodies for our country. I know these guys. They're young men and some women that paid such a big sacrifice for you and I, Tommy. And so every 4th of July, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, we like to try to wake up America, to let them know there's a big sacrifice that's going on for them. And how we do that is by paying off these mortgages or delivering these smart homes. And as you said, that we did 31 mortgage-free homes for Gold Star widows and their kids left behind and fallen first responders. And a lot of those first responders served their country first and then became first responders. And then, of course, Staff Sergeant Ben Webb, where we gave him his smart home, which is mortgage-free. But you had 2 here, great heroes in Marion County, right in Tennessee. A helicopter crash. 2 great heroes went down, and I want to get their names right. It's Detective Matthew Blancett and Sergeant Harold Russell. They left behind families. And when someone serves our country and they have kids left behind, Tunnel to Towers Foundation, we have made a promise, because the viewers that listening to you today and watching us here today, they donate $11 a month, that the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is going to take care of all these families that are left behind. It's a promise we made, and we're keeping it, and we'll do not just this 31 that we did for this past Independence Day, but we're going to do over 200 this year.
You guys do such a great job of reminding the nation about the service and the sacrifice and the families left behind. We just had Independence Day pass. A lot of polls coming out about how Americans feel about their country, and patriotism for some people is at a low right now. The country is very divided. But I feel like somewhere we've gotten lost in all of the political division, and we've forgotten about the people who, regardless of their political ideology, go and fight for us. So what do you tell Americans that feel just disgruntled and frustrated with their country, and that leads them to be disgruntled and frustrated with absolutely everything? They want no part of patriotism.
Well, this is a new era in life with all the social media, and people can watch something and move on to something else so quickly. But we should never forget the sacrifice that's made every day. And that is our first mission at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, is to make sure that we don't forget. Look, my brother was a New York City firefighter who gave his life up on 9/11. He ran through the tunnel to the towers with 60-pound gear on his back. We just wanted to honor him as a family. And our first mission was not to forget what he did and what all first responders did, and some everyday people that day had so many acts of heroism. It starts from there, but then we went to war, And we've had over 7,000 men and women who fought the global war on terror that has given their lives and left these families. You mentioned before, it's when somebody serves, it's not just the person who serves, it's the whole family that serves. And we want to make sure that America doesn't forget. Now, Fox is a partner. I don't want to use it as a partner because they don't sign a contract saying they're a partner, but we can't do it without Fox and Fox viewers and OutKick and their viewers and the ones who listen. We can't make this promise or deliver all these houses. We depend on $11 a month. Go to T2T.org, $11 a month. That's how we get it done. Yes, I have Home Depot, General Motors, some great donors that give us millions of dollars each, no question about it. Some who served our country first and became successful and donate millions of dollars. But we count on the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who donate $11 a month. And it shows me that America is not forgetting. The people I deal with, for sure, is not forgetting. But I want to wake up everybody else who might be.
Right, $11 a month. I mean, that's 2 Starbucks coffees. My husband gets 5 Starbucks coffees a week, if not 7. So, I mean, it's a small contribution to make that can really make a difference. There's a lot of people out there who they want to donate and they want to help, but there's some organizations that are like, oh, I don't know if I'm sending my money. I don't know if it's going to the right things. I don't know if I can trust this. Tunnel to Towers has been obviously very instrumental in the Fox family. We've advocated, you've advocated, we've supported each other. But what do you tell those people that want to donate, but they're just hesitant to send their money off anywhere on a website?
I'll tell them this. This foundation was started the sacrifice that my brother made. It bears his story, his image, his legacy. I promise that we'll always take the money that people are donating, over 95 cents of every dollar, and we'll make sure it's going to these great heroes and the families that are left behind. I made a promise to my brother a long time ago, and so did my brothers and sisters, that we will never forget, and we'll honor him. And the way to honor him is by doing good. And building these houses and delivering these mortgage-free homes to these great heroes is a great way to honor him and all those who perished, not just on 9/11, but has perished ever since. We ask everybody to join us on a mission to do good. St. Francis of Assisi said, brothers and sisters, while we have time, while we are here, let us do good. And we want to do good as a foundation. And I promise you, we will take care of your donation. You could see where it goes. It's going to somebody's mortgage or to a smart home. People could see where their money goes.
Let's talk about those smart homes, because I think we've all kind of seen the concept, but for these, as you mentioned, catastrophically wounded warriors, they need a whole different set of tools to be able to just operate. Tell me about what these smart homes do, some of the capabilities that they have to make the lives a little easier for the veteran or the family members.
Well, so we're blessed that right now we have about 95 smart homes, either that we're under construction or in the design stage. 95 of them. That's how much need is still out there. Right? And we've delivered over 1,000 mortgage-free homes so far to date. Right. So we're proud of that. But these homes give them back, these heroes, some of their independence. We can't change the fact they're missing multiple limbs or they're traumatic brain injury or they're paralyzed. We can't change anything like that, but we can help their loved ones, their caretakers, and these great heroes to gain back some of their independence and be able to cook something on a stove. We have stoves that lower down when they're in a wheelchair, so they could cook something without asking somebody for the help, or in their cabinets, they can get something out of their cabinet and pull it down and get something out. Even as simple as a glass, to get a glass of water, so they don't have to ask somebody. And they go to the bathrooms. The bathrooms, we have the state-of-the-art bathrooms with the smart technology in it, so they could shower themselves or use the facilities themselves without asking somebody for help. These are just some of the things that we put into all the smart technology. They can work off an iPad. It's incredible what we put into these homes, but they're designed for their each individual needs, and we're proud of the work that we're doing. They're very grateful for it, and they want to pay it forward. Every one of them. You saw the PSA they did in the beginning. They want to make sure the next guy or the next gal gets their smart home, and they want to pay it forward. So they're great heroes, and they continue being heroes.
That's got to do something for their mental health as well. We know that that's a big struggle amongst those especially wounded warriors that are coming home or wounded veterans, to not be able to do things for yourself. It doesn't help the mind. So giving them that autonomy, I can't imagine what that does. But let's talk about the families that aren't lucky enough to have their loved one come home. What's the reaction that you get when you have these mortgage-free homes, you gift them to these family members, these widows and their children? What kind of reception do you get, and what do they tell you when they get such a wonderful gift?
It's very emotional. I used to call every one of them. There's just so many, I can't. But the ones I do speak to, every single one of them, the reaction has been similar in as they're so appreciative because they didn't know if they were going to be able to stay in the house that they were living in with their loved one before they died. They didn't know how they were going to be able to pay off their make their mortgage payment every month. They didn't know if their kids were going to be able to stay in the same school system that they were in, or stay in a roof where they were making all the memories with their dad or their mom before they made the ultimate sacrifice. So to speak to them is gut-wrenching, but we let them know that we're not just doing that. And that it's not just paying off their mortgage, but we want them to be part of the Tunnel to Towers family. We have thousands of events all across America, 100 golf outings, 100 stair climbs and runs across America. People put on thousands of events for us, and we let them know where they are, and they want to come and join us and be part of it, and their family to be part of it. But always, they're invited to our marquee event, which is the Tunnel to Towers run every year, the last Sunday in September, where we retrace my brother's final heroic footsteps through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which is almost 2 miles long in itself, where he ran with his fire gear on his back. And we come out the other side up West Street and end up ground zero, where there was such a great sacrifice that on September 11, 2001. I got to mention 2 firefighters that died last night. 2 firefighters that died in the Newark Fire Department. These guys, if you look at the beginning of our race every year, we have firefighters lined up in gear to do the run. These are my Newark firefighter buddies. These guys did the run and have been doing it and supporting us for over 20 years. And 2 of them died last night. One, I know that has a family left behind. The other one was just going to get engaged. These are young men whose lives were all ahead of them, but they were willing to put the uniform on and run into danger and give their lives up. Once again, we continue to take care of these families because of the kindness and generosity of Americans, and that's what $11 a month can do.
It's the family aspect, and it's so beautiful. Thank you for everything that you've done, for being a part of our Fox and OutKick family, and advocating for these people who are honestly sometimes just a passing headline, not because people don't care, but they don't know how to care and translate that. So I want to remind people again, as Frank said, you've got to visit t2t.org/donate to help our nation's heroes. $11 a month, guys. It's not that much. Please make sure you go help out so they can continue to do the great work that they do every single day. Frank, thank you so much for being with me. I hope that you're enjoying Nashville, Tennessee, because Nashville, Tennessee loves you.
I'm going out to listen to Dennis Quaid tonight. He's going to be playing his guitar at a restaurant tonight, and I'm going to go. He's become a good friend of the foundation. OutKick is great. Clay and Travis, I know he's coming up to play at our golf celebrity golf outing on October 10th in Liberty National up in New York. You play golf?
I don't. My husband does, though, every single day.
Well, I like your husband, but I like you better. So.
I'm going to tell him about that, though.
You tell him that.
That sounds good. All right. Thank you so much, Frank. Enjoy
right.
Nashville, and God bless you for all you do.
All right. Thank you.